I don't know how you got on with making space to pray. Even the fact that you're taking a few minutes out of your day to listen to this word of encouragement shows that actually you still have a desire to want to build your relationship with God. It's strange, isn't it, how even getting someone else to sort of do the stuff for us becomes a substitute to actually praying, When we were all able to meet together, a lot of people often found themselves desiring to have a relationship with God, but needing perhaps the minister of that church to do all the hard work, as it were, to make those connections, to get those revelations, to share, the truth. I mean, truth, as we know, is always true, but there's what I often call in the Christian life a timely truth, that God is saying, this is something that you especially need at this time. And these things only come through a revelation, through relationship with God in prayer. And sometimes Christians become sort of lazy. They don't know that they are, although sometimes they do, but they don't know that they're becoming lazy and allowing other people to be that one that's always the same one or two that are finding those timely truths, so that we stay in the very center, as it were, of God's will. So we're thinking about, what do we do when we find ourselves not wanting to pray? It says in the book that I've been reading that it's always possible to find time. We could perhaps even go for a walk with Jesus. What a conversation we can have with God as we walk along. I remember reading about a busy mother in the 1800s who had a very large family, couldn't find any time to pray, and she used to take her apron and she would put her apron over the top of her head, and when she had her apron over the top of her head, her children knew that was her God time. That was her time when she was spending with God, and how important that was for her to be able to keep bringing her family and her own needs to God in prayer. So I want to encourage you today to think of ways to pray. I just also want to sort of challenge you to say that prayer is more than a suggestion. It's actually a commandment. So if we don't pray, we're actually breaking a command. And it says in Luke 18 that he told them this parable on the need for them to pray always and not become discouraged. And that's what happens when we don't pray. We often, our inner being, our very soul and our own spirit can become so discouraged for lack of nourishment. So I want you to consider feeding your soul today and opening your spirit to the things of God by spending time in prayer. It's never wasted time. It is a decision that you can make. God bless you.